know it's been a while, now I'm mixing up the drink. I just need a girl who gon' really understand. I just need a girl who gon' really understand.
What is the deal, beautiful people? My name is Ramon. Welcome to Lifestyles Defined. Another episode of AMA. How this works, you ask your questions in the comment section down below, and we answer them in upcoming videos. So today's question comes from David Richards, and he asks, he says, "Hi there, I'm in the same position as you were with my camera." He's commented on my street photography video where I pretty much declared that the Olympus EM10 Mark II was my new street photography king. He says, "I started in May 2016 and quickly discovered that street photography was my thing. Welcome to the family. Follow me on Instagram at Ramon Trotman. I would love to see your work." And he goes, "My new Canon 100D took great pics, but my success ratio was terrible." This is something we can all relate to. If it wasn't motion blur, it was noise in low light or slightly out of focus. So I set my sights on a Sony A7, but after watching your video, I'm now wondering about the Olympus. You pick up your A7, but then you put it down again. Does this mean the Olympus is better than the Sony A7, even with its full frame? Well, this is a very difficult question to answer. I guess my first question to you, Dave, is how much work have you actually done to address the issue that you've been having with your camera? Meaning, coming into this is now, we're shooting this video today, so February 6, 2017. I guess around November-ish, I made a promise to myself that I was going to increase the number of keepers that I came home with. And this is something that you even struggle with, your ratio of success. I made a promise that I was going to be sure to increase the amount of images that were really good versus the ones that were just like, I can get rid of them, I'm not editing those. And the way I attacked that was when I was out in the field. I was very mindful of the shots I was taking. I slowed down a lot. I would come up to a scene, I would come up to something, and I would sort of just stand there and observe for a minute or two, as opposed to before. You know, I had this big bad Sony camera, and I would come in. I've got a full frame sensor. I can get anything. Click, and then I get home, and like you said, a lot of stuff was out of focus. So the very same issue that you're having now with your Canon, is it a Canon you said you had? Yes, I think it is, right? Yeah, that Canon 100D, and I'm not sure what camera that is. That's probably APS-C, right? I'm sorry, I didn't look it up. I'm not a big fan of Canon anymore. The same issues you had with that, I had with my A7. And my plan of attack was to slow down, was to pay attention to my composition, to really relax, right? If I know that it's a difficult shot, I would lean up against something. I would find something to rest the camera up against. If I know I wanted action, sometimes you just have to live with the noise, right? Because at nighttime, and that's really what I love is street photography at night. It's difficult to capture people at night and have a tack sharp image. You just have to deal with noise. I don't care what camera you have, this is going to be a reality, especially when you're talking about you want to freeze people. People they move relatively slow. So around 1/250th of a second is when you can freeze people. Realistically speaking, people walking at a normal pace, I think you can get down to about 1/60th of a second and have a good shot. You know, there are some things that's really going to help you. So when talking technicalities with the camera, okay, fine, that's when a big ass sensor like a full frame sensor can really help. In fact, that's still an issue I have with my A7. So something like an A7S, where it's more suitable, lower megapixels, but much better, much bigger I forgot the technical speak behind why the A7S is better at night. I think it's less megapixel count, but bigger pixels on the sensor or something like that. So that's something you should look for. Image stabilization definitely helps, but even with those tricks, I can still only get down to about maybe 1/150th, realistically speaking, without still having to introduce noise. So my advice to you is work a little harder at your composition and slowing down and capturing the image. Now, if that's something you do, your next plan of attack should be a faster lens. We know faster lenses offer more light. It may suck for street photography because, ideally speaking, you want to be in the f6 to f8 range. That's how you get most of the stuff in focus. I mean, some people even shoot street photography at f11. But if you get a faster lens, you go down. You say you get your hands on a 1.8, you shoot at like a 2 or 2.8. There should be enough light for you to get a shutter speed at 1/160th and relatively low ISO, and maybe that could help you out. But I do want to emphasize to you that the camera, my A7 is no better than my OMD. And I can't steer you in either direction. What I can say is, for me, I have a commute. I commute about an hour and a half a day. I'm out and about in public transportation and walking the streets. The EM10 is better for me because it fits in my bag and it's not heavy, right? So that's what I carry, and it's better suited for that situation for me. But when one of the boys texts me like, "Yo, we're shooting on Thursday, we're shooting on Friday," I grab my A7, even though it's heavy. I'm putting it in my bag for that night. But on a day-to-day basis, that's the tool I choose, is the EM10, because it's lighter. And it doesn't help, it doesn't hurt, I'm sorry, that it's not that expensive. And the great glass around that system is a lot cheaper than what you would pay for Sony glass. So I just want to stretch, I want to reach you and say none of them are really better than the other. I just reached for the OM10 because I was tired of walking around every single day with the heavy A7. But I still love my A7 and I still use my A7. And yes, again, I want to circle back and say, try a little harder with your composition and the shot you want. Think if you're getting a blurry shot at night, then maybe you should work a little harder at the shutter speed. And sacrifice some of that sharpness of the overall scene. Or if you feel like the images are just too noisy, work a little bit at stabilizing yourself. Even walk with a tripod. Find a little tripod you can walk with. I think you should definitely do everything humanly possible, including getting your hands on a fast lens if you can, before trying to jump to another system. And I say this because the problems that you are experiencing are the same problems I've experienced, and I still have these same problems on both my A7 and my OMD. So if you jump ship, you invest the money, you sell this one to get that one, you're gonna run into the same problem, and you're gonna continue to be jumping and changing systems. I think you should focus on getting it a little tighter. Hopefully I answered your question in a good way, David. Thank you so much for your question. Please, if you have some more to add, hit the comment section down below. Anyone else, you got any tips, jump in. Let's help David here, make some recommendations. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Please subscribe to the channel. Makes us feel warm and fuzzy. Also, in the link section down below is links to our other channels. We've got a technology channel, we've got a sneaker channel, we've got men's accessories channel, we got a gaming channel. We are working hard. My name is Ramon. I'm out of here. Peace. If I had to describe Lifestyles Defined, I would say it is a dream come true to have a platform where we can talk about the things that we love, and we can share with people who also love the things we love the way we love. And just have conversations that matter and go back and forth and grow as a community. It's been a pleasure. It's been a dream, and I just want to thank everyone that's involved for rocking out with us.
Coming from the deep forest into the sun.